she's white. No, I'm not saying. Okay, calm down. I did not know we had a full-blown racist in our presence. I think she said nigga.
So if you watch Zeus, we need to talk about the nigga gate. We need to talk about nigga gate because people to me are discussing slurs wrong once again because black people are the subject. It upsets me as someone who has a multi-ethnic background the way that the term nigga gets discussed because it's just so obvious the anti-blackness within the conversation. It's already established that you are not allowed, unless you are, I guess, a palm colored, to call people slurs. It's particularly if you're black, even though people constantly are using nigga and using our slurs. For example, I was on Facebook once, and I'm not making this up. This is not anecdotal. This really happened. I was on Facebook, and some non-black Hispanic person was talking about, I guess, their right to say nigga. I don't remember exactly how the conversation started, but basically, long story short, is I told him, why can't I say the slur that rhymes with ick? That's for Hispanics when I'm Hispanic. And he said, you better not say that shit because you're not Hispanic. And I was like, yes, I am. And he's like, you don't look it. I said, that's the point. That's the point of this whole fucking conversation. So what that tells me is y'all do understand how slurs work. Y'all understand that slurs were invented by people who oppress another class of people. They're not invented by the oppressed class. So why the fuck, every time we have this conversation about who can't say nigga and why and all this shit, y'all want to be like, oh, I think we all can't say it because, you know, it's really disrespectful and we popularized it. So we really can't blame non-black people and white people for wanting to say it. What are you talking about? Do you know how the slurs work? Do you know actually the history of the word? Because y'all keep saying that shit, you don't. If you understand the history of a slur, especially the slur nigga or the hard ER, you will understand that palm coloreds invented it. They were calling us that 500 years, almost 600 years before hip hop was even a thing. Look at my fucking thing. Of course. Before hip hop was even a thing, they was constantly using the term nigga, but with an ER at the end. They were constantly using that term to address black people, to address people that didn't fall in line with palm-colored supremacy. So when y'all say, oh, when the non-black Latinos be like, oh, well, they used to call me that when I was growing up in the Bronx and Brooklyn, all this shit, yeah, they used to call me that. They was calling everyone that didn't fall in line. N-lovers, it was a thing. They would call white people the N-word that liked black people or that wanted to respect black people or treat black people like human beings or was against slavery. So can they say it? Can they say the N-word? Can the blonde hair, blue-eyed guy say the N-word because of that? Oh, you can't. And that's what I'm saying. Like, it's just so fucking annoying. Like, everybody globally oppresses black people. Globally has a term for the N-word. Has a term to dehumanize black people within their society, to tell people don't be like them. And y'all still give them a pass to say the word because we say it. We say it, even though it's still something directed nastily towards us. We could say whatever the fuck we want because it's directed towards us. Like, I don't understand why y'all don't understand how oppression and slurs work when it comes to black people. How y'all don't understand how it works. You act like you don't, but then when the topic comes to you and I can't say the word that rhymes with ick for Hispanic people, and this whole shit would probably get banned if I even said the fucking word, but I'm saying nigga and this shit not gonna get banned. And you know why? Because it's popularized. No, it's because they always want to say it. It's always been a slur that they've said. They always use that word. They've always used it. Now they have an excuse because you allow them to have excuses, because you give them the excuses, because you like to blame black people for our situation systematically. That is the issue. That's the issue. Regardless if you think that palm-colored bitch should have been able to say the N-word that was on Zeus, or whether or not you believe that Cardi B should be saying the N-word 6ix9ine, which they all shouldn't because none of them are black. They're not black Hispanics. It's not okay to call her Hispanic slurs, but it's okay to call say monkeys and all this stuff to black people. I'm just sick and tired of y'all moving the goalposts. I'm just sick and tired of y'all saying this is how this works for black people, but this is how this works for people of color, this is how it works for the palm colors. No. If y'all don't want us to call you slurs and you don't want us to say your slurs, you barely want us to even participate in y'all culture or even get anything from y'all culture, and y'all keep stealing from ours, because baby, Hispanic culture is completely built off of the negros, okay? So let's be fucking for real. They're all culture appropriating. Yes, even the tan ones. If you're not black, you're culture appropriating from black culture. You're benefiting from black culture at the end of the day. People will always feel entitled to black culture. Black culture will always be a commodity because black people were commodified. Black people were sold as property. So everything that we do is questioned. Everything that we do is celebrated, but not when we do it. You have to understand, people have constantly felt entitled to black bodies since transatlantic slavery, since even before that, since the Arabic slave trade. People feel entitled to blackness and to what black people are doing and everything that our culture produces. Stop giving them the in. Tell them like they tell us, it's not for you. It's not yours. Stop being entitled. Tell them the same shit that they be saying to us, even though we the most marginalized. Like, come on now, let's give a fuck. And yes, it's fucking hot in here. It's fucking hot. But that's because I'm heated. I'm fucking heated. But that's it. That's my word. So I'm so glad that Jayla beat that girl up. That's all I gotta say.